All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are diving headfirst into a thought experiment that is, well, it's truly wild. This is one that's going to push the absolute limits of your brain and how you think about human connection.
So just imagine that for a second. The joy of a wedding in India, the sorrow of a funeral in Brazil, the panic of a near-miss car accident in Tokyo, the quiet love of a grandmother holding her grandchild, all of it, billions of feelings flooding your system at the exact same time. It sounds like the ultimate empathy trip, right? But what would actually happen to you?
You know what? There's really no way to prepare for this, so we're just going to jump right in. Let's break this thing down second by agonizing second. Ready? The countdown starts now. 1. The switch flips, and instantly the world's emotions hit you. Not like a wave, more like a cosmic tsunami. Your entire nervous system is just bombarded. Every single neuron you have fires at once. You're feeling the sharp sting of a stranger's stubbed toe, the pure elation of a promotion you didn't even know about, and the deep, soul-crushing ache of a heartbreak happening continents away. It's an immediate, total sensory assault. And the scale of this is it's staggering. Your brain's processing capacity isn't just overloaded, it's completely shattered. The sheer volume of emotional data from billions of people creates a total system meltdown. It's a true neuronal apocalypse. 2. Okay, the initial shock starts to fade, and now it's just pure, unfiltered emotional chaos. Your body is starting to rebel against you. Your amygdala, that's the brain's emotional switchboard, is basically getting billions of phone calls at the exact same time. And the result? Complete contradiction. A spike of paralyzing panic is immediately met with a simultaneous burst of uncontrollable joy. Deep sadness and white-hot anger are wrestling with empathy and excitement. And this is how it looks on the outside. Your face just twitches, contorting into a laugh 1 millisecond and then a sob the next. Your limbs are flailing because your brain has totally lost track of which emotion belongs to who. You're happy, sad, angry, and terrified, all in the same instant. 3. Your higher-level thinking, your consciousness, just decides it's had enough. Rational thought is now officially offline. This is the moment your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, just throws its hands up and quits. The part that handles reason and decision-making can't make any sense of the madness. You can't form a single coherent thought. There's nothing left but pure, raw instinct and reaction. Your whole body is now in a state of extreme stress. Your autonomic nervous system is in a tug-of-war, with signals for pure joy and absolute terror battling it out for control. Your breathing is all over the place, and your heart is pounding completely out of control. 4. We're at peak intensity now. This is the absolute climax of the sensory-emotional storm. Every cell in your body feels like it's vibrating with raw, untamed energy. Your muscles are twitching uncontrollably. Your perception of time starts to warp and bend. And the sheer volume of sensation is it's beyond overwhelming. And here's the craziest, most profound part of it all. You are experiencing this symphony of human feeling, this deep well of pain, love, and euphoria, but you feel a complete and utter disconnect. On some primal level, that none of it belongs to you. 5. The final second. Your system is pushed to its absolute breaking point. And then, just as suddenly as it all began, it's over. The tsunami of emotion recedes, leaving this eerie, profound quiet in its wake. Your nervous system can finally take a breath. As your body starts to recalibrate, you're left with this really strange cocktail of feelings. There's this deep physical exhaustion from the whole ordeal, a sense of absolute awe at what you just experienced, and a weird, lingering euphoria just from having survived the storm. So that was insane, right? The big question is, how in the world did your brain even survive that? Let's break down the science of the storm. Well, the key to your survival is actually how your brain normally works. On a typical day, it has these amazing filters, calmly processing maybe 50 bits of information per second. But in our little experiment, those filters were completely bypassed. It was like trying to drink from a fire hose of billions of emotional signals all at once. So, you've got two main players at the heart of this storm. First, the amygdala, your emotional core, which just went into total meltdown. And second, the prefrontal cortex, your logic center, which basically short-circuited trying to make any sense of the chaos. And just to give you a little more perspective on that chaos, get this.
Each one of those billions of emotional signals was flying along your neurons at speeds up to 120 meters per second. That is the literal definition of an information superstorm.
You know, a great way to think about it is like this. For 5 seconds, your brain suddenly became a Wi-Fi hotspot for every single human emotion, streaming everything in Ultra HD with absolutely no buffering, no filter, no delay, just a raw feed of the entire human condition. So what you survived was a massive, highly concentrated dose of empathy, an overload, really. 5 seconds was just long enough to temporarily overwhelm your brain, but short enough that you could come back from it without permanent damage. It was a brief, terrifying, and honestly awe-inspiring glimpse into our collective soul.
Which really leaves us with one final big question to chew on. If just 5 seconds of this kind of connection can create such a monumental, world-shattering internal event, what does that say about the power of the invisible threads that connect all of us every single day?